Hello and welcome. This week we're looking for $2 million homes in South Dakota. And initially, I didn't see too many, but that's not really the deal about South Dakota because South Dakota has a low population. They rank, I think, 47th in of all the states in population, but they're still 100,000 more than North Dakota. And they have a lot of just your typical mansion homes in Sioux Falls, and that's initially where I started. But then I looked around a little bit more, and here's the deal. Like, I was looking at things to do in South Dakota, and there are some stuff, but a lot of the big features are the national parks. The Badlands look amazing, and there's Mount Rushmore and Wind Cave National Park, and those are all on the western side of South Dakota. So while there's not a lot of big city stuff to do, there's cool stuff that's just unique to South Dakota, and so those floated up to the top. But we're gonna start out with some homes, kind of on the eastern side. So this is Sioux Falls. So this was not too far from Minneapolis, and it was near the border. And this home was built in the past decade or so, and it was nice because it had land that went up to a creek. And in fact, I'll scroll all the way down, give you a little whiplash. So the land kind of goes here and on the other side of the creek, which is a bit odd, but it would be a nice river to be on. So I think that's what really kind of attracted me to it. But the inside design was a wonderful modern aesthetic, big open rooms, light, airy, everything a modern home should be. And a ball pit. I mean, come on. Why have I not seen a ball pit before now? That's awesome. Moving on. This house, first of all, they get the "This has been photoshopped" award. Uh, yeah. Um, this is located north of Sioux Falls. Not a great location, so you're not getting the cool national parks out west. You're not getting Sioux Falls, but it was on this kind of teeny little lake, which looked all right. So not a very big lake, but enough to play on, so that's fine. The inside also again had the big living room with the windows, which was a wonderful touch. You're kind of gray interior, which is clean, modern, but could get a little boring after a while. They have a fire pit. I hope that's a fire pit. And then a small dock with boat lift, and then an extra garage. But what cracked me up was Paradise Awaits, and it's just this kind of sad picture. It's like paradise, but anyway, that just made me laugh. This one was in Sioux Falls, just straight up, and it just was a great house. I mean, you get a lot for that. I mean, something in Idaho would only be 2,000 square feet and cost that much for some reason. I'm not quite sure, but this was just a gorgeous, solid-looking house. A great place to park your Ferrari? No, Corvette. Sorry. Um, but it had the more buttoned up appearance of the dark wood, which I like too. And it was definitely rich and warm on the inside, and everything had nice wood treatment. It had this kind of fun, like, little karaoke center, so I guess they like the karaoke. The Blue Note Club. I mean, I like a commitment to going all in on something, and it looks like a pop down projector, and your poker room, and your jukebox, and your bar, and your little wine cellar, your hot tub. So just a great house with some land behind it. Very strong. This one was like from 1954, 57, and they've renovated it in 2013. And it was originally number one. I mean, one downfall of it does only have 3 bedrooms. So if you have too many guests come over, you're going to have problems. But it had a very open, flowy feel to it, and I like the wood contrast to all the light backsplashes and everything. So like this is just, for being an older home, and they may have opened up this wall, but it just really has a great open concept. So it has the modern aesthetic with, the one floor feel to it. It has a great covered outdoor cooking area and entertainment area for outdoors, and a really nice pool, and an extra kitchen, and an extra entertaining area, and whatever this is, I'm not quite sure. I guess just a covered eating area. So whatever you want it to be. So that was just a great, reasonable house. So moving on. So these I reconsidered, and I thought I really grew to appreciate them more once I found out it was near all these great national parks. Now, at most, these ones on the west side were 2 hours away from the Badlands. Most of them were an hour and a half or so not far at all. And this one was close to some ski runs, so that's very cool. And of course, Lynn's Dakota Mart. Who wouldn't want to be close to that? It had a very new modern feel to it, and I think it has 2 hot tubs, because there seems to be one on that floor and then one on the covered one. So, which I think would come in handy in the winter months. And I like the design they put in the ceiling and the floors, and they just did little extra touches. I'm not sure about the whole using the third garage as the pool room. That's a bit odd to me. I kind of rather just have a room, but because that probably gets cold. But I like the wood on the ceilings. They just had nice touches, and then there seems to be a downstairs, mini kitchen for that entertainment area. So it just, close to nature, close to skiing. Fun. So this one was more on near Rapid City, and so if you want to be closer to the area's biggest city, but yet be really close to, Mount Rushmore was kind of in this area-ish, and the Crazy Horse thing was there. So it was a good mix, and the wood aesthetic is a little dated nowadays, so it won't appeal to everybody, but they kind of paint everything else white to lighten the rest of it up, and did a good job with that. I just like this. This is kind of your ego workroom, but I like it. I like the wood wrap around everywhere, and they have a downstairs entertainment area with a pool table. I'm not crazy about the wallpaper, but another part I like is the workroom with the bench and everything. I always approve of that. So big house, and the great thing about these is that this is quote only 1.3 million, so you'd have money to get like an Airstream and a truck and still go out to all these wonderful national parks. This one is located snap zoom kind of in the middle of it all, so one of the more remote locations, but if you want that, that's good. And I believe it backed up to Forestry Service. Yeah, so this one backed up to the Forestry Service. So, for instance, if you look at the satellite of it, it's like you have the house, and then all that stuff is Forestry Service. So, you want your privacy, no neighbors, there you go. So that was definitely a good feature. The house itself is a little on the plain side for $1 million home, but it's still good. You have your 4 bedrooms, and it's not at all a bad house, and it's got downstairs entertainment area, but it did have this outside barn. So if you wanted to keep horses, you could do that as well. I could have a whole different video on horse barns around the country, which maybe I'll do. And my favorite was this one, and it's located kind of up here, so you're both close to Rapid City and all the national parks and everything. And it had I think 10 acres. I want to say 10 acres. Oh, sorry, 5 acres. The previous house had the 10 acres, so a little bit less land, but I think you get a little bit more house. I like this house. I just overall liked a little better. even though the light wood is a little plain. Excuse me. It does have its own little private theater room, and I guess in a I like the house, but I like this outdoor area because it's covered, so you're covered from the rain and the snow. You can still get outside, and it's got a big looking hot tub there too. That's also covered. So I appreciate this part. So you can have your outdoor entertainment. It kind of had a fancier garage, and then it had just a normal garage. So, but another one of my favorite parts of this was I think it's got like a dirt track trail. It looks like either a BMX trail or a dirt track trail, which that would be loads of fun to have your own bike trail right there, just zipping around having a good time. So anyway, I hope you enjoy that. That was South Dakota. I enjoyed it, and I actually would like to go see South Dakota one day. So take care.